right now on 5 on your side at 10.
It's over! Sporting Kansas City does it! A sweep!
A crushing end to an improbable run. St. Louis City SC's run for the Cup is over after a Cinderella inaugural season. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. City SC defied the odds as the first expansion franchise to win a regular season conference title in its first season, but they couldn't defeat their arch rival Sporting KC in the first round of the playoffs. Down 2-0 late in the game, Celio Pompeo puts SC on the board, but they couldn't avoid the sweep. Our Laura Barczewski is in Kansas City tonight, where fans say despite the early exit, there's still reason to celebrate.
2 states, 2 teams, 2 rallying cries.
I believe
that we will win.
St. Louis City SC and Sporting KC faced off in an unimaginable rivalry playoff game in Kansas City.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's great to see St. Louis get a club. I think it's really, really great. The rivalry's awesome and intense, but everybody's friendly, and we're all here to see a big win for Missouri. It's just going to be on the Kansas City side.
City SC's inaugural season has been extremely special for fans.
I'm a longtime St. Louis sports fan, and City SC has taken the city by storm. It's our born and raised own St. Louis team. It's a great experience. It's bringing the city together. Everything is awesome.
It means new life back into the city, which is always great. I live in the city, and I just love seeing all the excitement, everybody having stickers, showing their excitement. I wasn't really a soccer fan until this, so it's making us come out.
For both teams, win or lose, supporters say the community is unmatched.
Just the fact that there's a global love for this sport. I've met people who are all from St. Louis, but whose global backgrounds are totally different, and who all just love the beautiful game.
Fans can interact with the players a lot more in just the soccer game, so I love the energy that can go through it. So I just love that part of it.
And everyone was excited for
The goals.
Sporting KC knocked 2 into the net, and City chased right after them with the last goal of the game. Final score 2-1 Sporting KC.
While it wasn't the ending many City SC fans were hoping for, supporters say this season, this inaugural season, is still something to be so proud of. Many of them leaving in high spirits, looking forward to next season. Reporting in Kansas City, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
And fans weren't just watching from the stands in KC. Watch parties took place across St. Louis. Fans showed up at City Armory in Midtown well before the match even started. Dozens upon dozens of fans of all ages came decked out in City SC gear. Sports director Frank Cusimano will have more on tonight's game, plus post-match reaction from players and coaches later on Sports Plus. And our coverage continues on KSTK.com. You just text the word CITY to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you a link. And a live look now at City Park tonight. Temperatures are dropping into the 50s after a mild November day, and it's going to get even warmer this week. Meteorologist Gary Frank is tracking 80-degree weather in his Weather First forecast.
Yeah, it's not something we would expect to talk about in November, but we do at times, and that's the way that things have gone of recent. Dry and warm conditions. Right now, St. Charles, it's quiet. If you step outside, you notice that it is just not quite the same as what you would expect. We had some mornings where it was really cold. Your heater, your furnace was working overtime. That's not going to be the case to start this week. We are seeing a few clouds that have settled in, and from west to east, temperatures are obviously warm. We're in the low 60s on the other side where that just occurred. We're even at 60 here, sitting in downtown St. Louis, mid 50s otherwise, and that's what we'll look at. As we start to see that cloud cover increase, our wind out of the south and southwest, it helps us remain warm, and overnight we're not going to drop a whole lot. It will be partly cloudy as those clouds continue to increase, but the next few days it's just not very fall-like whatsoever. It remains very dry, and even when it's cool afterwards, it's not that cool. Not for this time of the year, at least. We'll discuss what that means, how close we are to records, and if we can squeeze out any rain chances at all the next 7 to 10 days.
The parents of a 7-year-old boy killed in a Wrongway crash on I-70 in St. Charles County are now suing a bar in downtown St. Louis. 7-year-old Zachary Allen was killed in the crash near Wentzville in the early morning hours of August 12th. His parents were also injured in the crash. Diavian Cook was charged with a DWI. In a wrongful death lawsuit filed last week, the Allens are suing Cook along with the Shark Bar and Ballpark Village. They claim the bar overserved Cook hours before the crash. According to police, his blood alcohol level was more than double the legal limit at the time of the crash. The family is seeking nearly $250,000 in damages. A Colorado man is dead. Another person hurt after a crash in Washington County. Police say Jacob Cordish died after losing control of his car and hitting a tree yesterday afternoon. That crash happened on Palmer Road, about 15 miles southwest of Potosi. A passenger in his Ford Fiesta suffered minor injuries. Both were wearing seatbelts. New tonight, music students at Central Visual Performing Arts will receive thousands of dollars in donations. 5 on Your Side's Diamond Palmer takes us to a special concert in honor of the victims of last year's deadly school shooting.
There's healing in the arts.
We wanted to do something special. We wanted to give back. Music education is at the foundation of our family's business, and we figured the best way to give back would be to support a local school in need.
Nottleman Music Company celebrated 70 years with their All-Star Jazz Showcase Sunday at Kirkwood High School. Several local bands performed. Manager Michael Gerfin says 100% of the $8,000 raised Sunday will benefit the students at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School.
And we reached out to a bunch of our friends and just told them about our vision, and enthusiastically every single one of them was on board immediately.
Among those in attendance was CVPA's Assistant Principal Perry Anselman. He says this year the school has one of the largest beginning bands in the school's history. The donations will make sure every student who wants to join band will get that chance.
So the proceeds will help purchase band instruments, flutes, clarinets, saxophones, trumpets.
The concert comes on the heels of the one-year anniversary of the CVPA mass shooting that left 2 people killed and 7 injured. Anselman says moments since have been emotional for everyone involved.
We will forever be the school district, and we will be the school where this horrific event occurred. However, with that said, it doesn't define Central VPA High School. We are moving forward. We are passionate about the arts. There's healing in the arts. And so we are moving forward from that day.
Diamond Palmer, 5 on Your Side.
Natalie Music Company says they'll keep their donation website open for the next few days for anyone who wants to donate, and we'll have that information in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com. Now to the latest on Israel's war with Hamas. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken met with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas today. Blinken assured him that America would bring humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip as the war rages on. He also maintained a firm stance on not calling for a ceasefire. Instead, he supports a shorter humanitarian pause.
There are obviously different views, including on the question of the ceasefire, but there's no doubt from my conversations with all of our colleagues who were in Amman yesterday that everyone would welcome the humanitarian pause because, again, it can advance things that we're all trying to accomplish.
The death toll in Gaza has reportedly risen to more than 9,000, including close to 4,800 children. Dozens were killed in an airstrike on a refugee camp yesterday. Few reporters have spent more time covering Israel and the Palestinians than former NBC correspondent Martin Fletcher. Fletcher, who is also a prolific author, is in town for the Jewish Book Festival. He's covered war in many countries, but said he's never seen the slaughter of families like the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th. And he totally disagrees with Congresswoman Cori Bush, calling Israel's response ethnic cleansing.
Israel was not trying to ethnically cleanse the north of Gaza. They were literally saying to the people, leave because this is about to become a war zone. Israel is not ethnically cleansing anybody, and they're not committing genocide. What is happening is a tragic consequence of war. Israel has to fight Hamas, and Israel believes it has to destroy Hamas. So does most of the world governments. So do most of the Arab governments. They also believe Israel has to destroy Hamas militarily and preferably politically too, if it was possible. Hamas is among the civilian population, and the civilians are paying the price of having Hamas hiding and fighting from amongst them. It's a tragedy what's happening. But ethnic cleansing, genocide it's actually ignorant to use those words.
Fletcher's new book called Teachers, The Ones I Can't Forget, is about the amazing people that touched his heart while doing his reporting. We're less than 32 hours away from the polls opening in Missouri for Election Day. Municipal elections are Tuesday. Polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Remember, voters must now show a current Missouri driver's license or government-issued ID in order to cast a ballot. A food delivery service nourishing the body and the soul. How one local family turned their challenges into a growing community outreach.
As clouds continue to increase here, just a little bit from the west, they're actually keeping a lid on temperatures overnight. What that means for us overnight and why we're very close to records the next few days.
Coming up on Sports Plus, just how did the Western Conference champions, City SC, respond after being swept in Kansas City? We'll take you into the locker room. And this volleyball player from Althoff High School could be my favorite athlete in town. The remarkable story of Gabby Ortlick is coming up.
I was laying there and they kind of came in and gave the diagnosis, and immediately I kind of felt like things just went quiet. I completely was numb through the whole experience. I couldn't even tell you what he was saying after he gave me the diagnosis of what was happening and what their plan was.
Plus, former Mizzou great and now analyst Howard Richards joins us in studio to break down a dog day afternoon in Georgia. See you in 20 minutes for Sports Plus.